morning, Mississippi State.
Good morning, Mr. Todd.
So, your discussion question. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Applying this to life, what does this quote mean to you? Applying this to life, what does this quote mean to you? Go ahead and track Brianna.
To me, in life, I believe it means like if you do like a busy, then you're going to have busy come around to you. But if you do like a bad thing, then you're going to have like blessings.
Somebody else. What does this quote mean to you? Julius. Tracking Julius.
Like, in life, you get what you deserve. It's like, if
Make sure we're tracking.
you get what you deserve, so, it's like, it's determined by, like, your karma. Like, what you do and good deeds that you have will affect you later on by something good happening, something good will come back and receive.
Tracking Keydrian. Keydrian, what do they mean by for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction? Apply it to your life. Thank you guys for that silent cheer. For every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. If you were to apply that to your life, what would that mean to you? Ready? Hey, give me an example. Julia said it's a representation of karma, so give me an example of karma. Robert, could you tell me what karma means?
You got Keisha?
Yes. An assassin killed the milkman.
An assassin killed a milkman. Thank you guys for working silently and patiently. Turn and talk with your table partner. Tracking me, come sit down. This time, you are going to discuss your answers with your partner. See what answers they got, what answers you got, what explanation you gave, and what explanation they gave, and grow together as a group. So, on the count of three, library boys. 1, 2, 3. Turn and talk. what's going on in the first picture? What is going on in the first picture? Tracking back. Make sure that we're tracking.
A nail is being nailed into the wall.
1 minute, Beth, you don't have all others. Go ahead, Beth.
A nail is being hammered into the wall.
The nail is being hammered into the wall. In this picture, what law applies to this picture? Give me your explanation as to how this law applies to this picture. Tracking daily. 1 minute daily. College Town boys, go ahead, continue.
I said the first law correct is the nail is not moving. The nail has to be forced to move into the wall. So the hammer is force and reacts to the hammer.
Okay, so David said the nail was at rest, and the nail was acted upon by the hammer. So the nail is now in motion. That supports your explanation. Did somebody else get something else for number 1? Tracking Lauren.
I got the third law because the force of the hammer dropped the nail into the wall.
Force of the hammer dropped the nail into the wall. Okay. That's it.
And it's the equal reaction because
There's an equal reaction. So for the first picture, you can either have the first law or the third law. Why does the second law not work in this picture? Carissa, tracking Carissa.
force is
1 minute, Carissa.
Because force equals mass from celebration, and the celebration, there is no force going on. There is force going on in this part, and then mass is made up of different celebrations.
Okay. The second picture. Second picture. Explain to me what's going on in the second picture, Jalen. Tracking Jalen. So somebody's driving a car and stopping at a red light and they jerk. What law is being applied in this second picture? Hands down, cold collar. Robert.
I chose the second one.
Why? Tracking Robert.
I chose the second one because when you told us we could go back to this, I looked at the second law and he said the second law is how the force affects the motion. So when it looked as if he or she.
When I say give me some, you say notes. Give me some. Give me some. When I say give me some, you say notes. Give me some. Give me some. Give me some. Give me some. Newton. What you need to know about him. Newton discovered gravity. Not only did he discover gravity, he discovered the laws of motion. Hold up, how many laws of motion there are? Waiting on the whole class. How many laws of motion are there? How many laws of motion are there? Alan, Diamond, how many laws of motion are there? Hold up. Thank you. Hands down. He discovered gravity. Not only did he discover gravity, he discovered the laws of motion. 1, discovered gravity. 2, laws of motion. That is all that I'm writing on my notes section. Remember, we're not writing down everything on the board. We have to learn how to summarize our notes. Newton discovered gravity as well as the laws of motion. Moving on. Gravity. Gravity is the pull of the earth or other bodies in space that are on or near them. Gravity is the reason that you guys are not floating around in the air. Keeps the sun and the planets in orbit. Keeps the sun and the planets in orbit. Every planet has a gravitational pull. They may not be equal to one another, but every planet has a gravitational pull. Some are stronger than others, but every planet has a gravitational pull. And this gravitational pull is the reason why the planets are in their position. No matter what, you know, looking into the solar system, what is the first planet that you're going to see? Yes. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. But if you want Mars,
Oh,
you are Earth. What planets would you see?
Venus and Mars.
Venus and Mars would be the first planets that you see because you, no matter what, they are going to be in that position. And if we did not have gravity, these planets would be floating all over the place. And let's say, for instance, we did not have gravity and the sun stayed where it was and Earth moved from here to here. What has now happened? What is now happening? Because the Earth is no longer on the third ring, it's now on the fifth ring. What is now happening? Yes, David.
First, temperature will start to drop.
Temperature will start to drop.
Second, it would take longer for a year to
Why would it take longer for the year to come about?
it's good. I can't remember what you said, but you said that the closer you are to the sun, the faster.
Exactly. Kepler stated that the closer you are to the sun, the faster the planets will move. So with that said, it will take longer for a year to come about. So, the law of inertia. An object stays in motion. An object in motion stays in motion, and an object at rest stays at rest unless acted upon. So even though Naisha is not here, her chair is not going to move unless I move. Understand? It is not going to move unless I move it. That is an explanation of the first law of motion. The car is not going to stop unless something stops it. An object in motion stays in motion. An object at rest stays at rest unless acted upon. Moving on. The second law of motion. I'll go back to it. The second law of motion. It has no name, but we call it the force law. Repeat after me. Free Mr. Anderson.
Free Mr. Anderson.
Free Mr. Anderson.
Free Mr. Anderson.
No, he is not locked up. It is just free Mr. Anderson. Force equals mass times acceleration. Free Mr. Anderson. You didn't have to repeat after me that time. Free Mr. Anderson. Force equals mass times acceleration. That is how you find how much force has been exerted, the mass of an object, or what the acceleration is. The change in motion depends on the size of the force and the mass of the object. So if I was to take a football and I was to throw it with a little bit of force, it wouldn't go that far. But if I was to take all the force I had in my body and launch it, it would go farther.
Oh my.
It's still we're going on, Lauren? Okay. Also, the mass of the object also plays a factor. If I take this marker and I throw it, because the mass of this marker is smaller, the marker would go farther than a table would if I throw it. Because the mass are two different things. Just think about it. Just think about it. Which one has a bigger mass? Big person or a little person? Which one you think gonna run the fastest? The big person or the little person? Oh, we sound. Yes. Thumbs up if you're with me, thumbs down if you're not. Come mic on. Alright, thank you. So there are 3 laws of motion. So I have a question. Which law of motion states that an object at rest will stay at rest? Let's see.
The first law of motion.
The first law of motion. Which law of motion states that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction? Quote. Law of reaction. Question. Who said that planets move in a circle? Alan.
It was Galileo.
It's not yellow. We're silent. Bring it back. Who said that planets move in a circle? Planets move in a circle. So, Copernicus was thinking planets move in a circle. Planets move in a circle. But then, but then we found out that planets did not move in a circle, and on the count of 3, planets move in a what? 1, 2, 3.